Okay, Aquarius, we're down to number 11 in the zodiac. So it's the first time I've done this, a little reading for every sign. And I've done it that way because I don't know how else to divide up the groups. So here we go. There's no subject for this reading. It's whatever the universe wants to say, whether it's love, relationship, career, money, whatever. Let's see. And I only read the cards that are upright, and I'm only going to take the cards that jump out of the deck. I've got 2 decks and some runes to look at. Actually. Stubborn. This one's been coming up for people. I'll tell you what they are in a sec. That one too. Okay, so the first thing that's showing up is the 4 of Earth. And this is the 4 of Pentacles in every other deck. It's interesting in this one. It has a different vibe going on. Let's see if I can get it without the... Okay. So the 4 of discs, or the 4 of Earth in this case, there's usually this sort of miserly feeling of holding on really tight to what you have, calculating and not giving it out. But in this particular deck, I don't get that feeling as much. I get more of the feeling of trying to break free, like trying to burst forward. And it's Earth, so it's a grounding energy. It's all things that are material and tangible. And yeah, money can be involved in that too. But it's almost as if there's an unlimited supply, and you're just trying to tap into that, trying to tap into the tangible aspects of things, the practical aspects of things. Maybe it's the tangible aspects of your belief system, or your, yeah, I think it's your belief system. And that can be a belief system around money. It can be a spiritual belief system. It can be all kinds of things, you know, how you perceive people, yourself, or whatever. But there's that really trying to ground yourself and establish that kind of connection. Now, simultaneously with that, we have the 10 of Earth. And this is where you actually have it all. This is a very different energy here. So this is where you're uncertain, moving towards the point where once you've figured it out, it's generational. This is like generational wealth, but it can also be other things that are tangible. And it's in a legacy form. It's like coming from the past, moving forward. If you fix something here, it actually gets fixed in multiple dimensions. So if you can fix your financial mindset, just your mindset, it does have a ripple effect in what manifests in your life. If you fix something in your psyche, you can actually repair things that have happened to generations behind you. Okay, like there's this quantum feel to this. So this has come up for so many people today. It's the 9 of Fire, which is the 9 of Wands in most people, in other decks. She's like in this cave, it feels like, and there's protection, and she's looking very pleasant, and she has daisies in her hair, and there's these little like firefly type things, but they're really big, and she's looking She's looking very pleasant. So it's not creating boundaries that are rigid and harsh. It's very pleasant, and she's focused on what's lit up. She's not focused on fear or being trapped in there. It's still looking at the positive thing, the light, the stars, okay, the optimism. And there's shelter here, but it's not a barrier, okay? And then there's the Seven of Fire, which is the Seven of Wands. And this has come up a few times too. The same little guys are up there. And this is a unicorn. This is, it's typically a defensive card of defending your position, defending your viewpoint, defending your skills and talents, and defending who you are. And unicorns are, they're pretty unique. And it's like, look at me, here I am. What's interesting about this unicorn is that it's got this saddle on it and this blanket, and I'm trying to see what's on his face. He's standing way up there, almost showing off, but it's like somebody's supposed to be sitting there, somebody pretty fancy who who has to ride a unicorn, it's waiting for the right thing. This isn't run-of-the-mill stuff. Okay, so let's see what else we can find to corroborate this, give some clarity. Ooh, I see the confusion. Okay. Ooh, okay. All these options. He doesn't know which one to pick. Lots of different options. There's snakes and ladders going on here. If you notice, there's a snake, and then there's these little ladders and these poles. But then there's this one very obvious different one. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's looking at all the things of where are the pitfalls, what will go up, what will go down, where are the pitfalls, what's the best. He's not really looking at the right information here. And then there's this teamwork, and having these two cards together, it feels like, there's Seven of Cups is often about too many options, daydreaming, and not being able to focus. And then you have to deal with other people on top of that. So it's not just you, the unicorn, able to do whatever magical stuff you want to do, but there's this realistic component, and there's all the options of like, what if I make a mistake? What if I make a mistake? What if I fall back into that hole? What if I slump back down into that? The covering card to all of this is victory. This is victory in recognition. So all of this stuff might be a factor. And it's kind of like all of this interacting with people is fine. Do what you have to do. This is very methodical. This is not emotional at all. It doesn't have to be drudgery, but it can be very matter of fact. It's more of a work thing. Okay. When you combine it with this, it's really saying like, never mind all the options of what could possibly happen. Just pick one. Okay. Pick one and keep moving forward. Never mind the ladders and the snakes, because you've got this. If this is crowning you, this is your victory wreath. This is recognition. There's people there. The spotlight's on you, and it's a spotlight. It's not a spotlight that's going to show up to say like, oh, look, you've made a mistake, or oh, look, you failed. Okay. Something is, there's like pet fur floating around here. Anyway, under the deck, this Four of Cups is very similar to that Seven of Cups guy who can't figure out what the option is, the right option. And it's that one, clearly. And she's just sitting there wallowing, looking at all of these bowls. And then there's this hand offering her this, but she's looking the other way. Look at, there's that red here. This is all lit up, just like this red cup here, turned upside down. That's the only one that looks like a cup, actually. Okay, I'm just gonna pull one here, because it feels like it hasn't answered what you should do. Well, I'm gonna pull two. Okay, so Justice came out first, and the Eight of Discs. This is just learning all these little pieces. Learn all the little pieces to move you forward, and continually recalibrate for one reason, which is just try and create balance every single day. Try and create balance. Do all the little things, learn all the little things, complete your to-do list. Doing your laundry, getting up in the morning are all significant things. And just try and create balance. This can also be legal matters, but I think in this particular case, it's just really on a personal level. Just create that balance and harmony. By the end of the day, homeostasis is what you're striving for. And then you can say this was a victorious day. This was a successful day. Now, I'm going to pull out a couple little runes, see what they have to say. Movement. And these have been coming out for everybody. How about I face it the right way? There we go. So you have been moving along. Everybody's been moving along. And this has been something I've seen in the collective readings as well, the bigger collective readings. If you have not been dealing with your stuff, it will be dealing with you. And it will be dealing with you in a really harsh way. And if you've been working on your stuff all the way through, you're almost done. You're almost ready to harvest. That's what it's saying. So I hope this was helpful in some way. Please like and subscribe and share, and hopefully I will have more of these to do.